Hey YouTube, hey Twitch, I am live from the Astraea SMP in Minecraft. Behind me are all my diligent little workers sorting a bunch of blocks from me laying out roads earlier in the week. I kind of left them with a bunch of supplies in their hands, so let's see if there's any overflow. Yeah, I don't have the mossy stone bricks sorted yet. Let's pop that right over here. Alright. Let them work away. So what are we gonna do today? Well, I have a lot of stuff, just a lot of like little chores and stuff that I have to do. I have to run over to Pigman because one of the players on the server, Birdie, I think he got up to level 10, so that's the new record, blowing past the old record of level 6 by Evan, another player on the server, obviously. And I just want to check to see if all the supplies are up to snuff, because he was playing for a while over the weekend, Birdie was, and you know, I do have to repopulate things, so to speak, the food, you know, the sweet berries and glow berries and all that stuff. I also have a very limited supply of golden apples, which I was distributing to players. I only had like 11 in the system, I think, before he started playing. So I might be just out of that. I might have to go to the gold farm, the community public gold farm on the server to check out supplies and or to get gold supplies up and what have you. But also the potion stuff in Pigman, all the potion ingredients, because I make the potions on premise, but those might be running low as well. So anyways, I'm going to run over there. I'm also going to run over to my rocket shop because I'm not sure how that's doing. I basically, this weekend, I just focused on this build, getting all the supplies and getting all these little dudes in place. So I didn't really have a chance to do much else. I also worked on roads, which I think I did that on the last stream as well, but I pretty much finished that project, except for the road from the bridge. Let me just peek around, because when I logged in, it was night, so there might be some baddies around ready to eat my face. But yeah, so I finished up all the roads except for right over here, this little strip, which I'm not sure exactly how I want to do this strip. And just as a reminder, for those that might be new, this is what I've been doing. I've been texturizing all the roads, putting in pale moss blocks and mossy cobblestone and mossy bricks and stuff, like stone bricks and stuff like that. Just kind of getting it looking more worn out, you know, stuff like that. Texturizing, so it's not just a straight line. There's also this section way over here. I'm totally gonna get blown up while I cheaty cam. There's this section right over here, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this entire area. I do know that I want like some sort of central feature, like a fountain or a statue, like right over here, probably a circle road around that. So basically, I don't know if this road is going to exist longer than a month or so. So I'm not going to do that. But this road connecting the bridge, this is definitely going to last for a while. So I need to figure out, maybe I'll just grab the supplies, take them back from my copper golems. But before we do that, let's head down to my little hole in the ground to get more rockets and then fly over to Pigman for the supply check, just to make sure that nothing's broken. I think I also have to repopulate the minecarts in the nether, because when you leave it running for a while, it seems like the minecarts are despawning. They're either despawning or they are, when they hit the cactus to break and then fall into a hopper system, which I'll show you in a second, that might be actually killing the minecarts, you know, deleting the minecarts, so to speak. So let's head over to Pigman. Let's head over to Pigman first, which is conveniently located right across this little strait that I have my bridge. And instead of walking across the bridge, of course, I just fly over. That's Minecraft for you. Build this beautiful bridge and I barely ever use it. All right, let me sleep really quick, just to make sure and no mobs spawn and eat my face. All right. Okay. Let's go down into my noodles and check out the supplies. Is it still? Yeah, it's still the record-setting run. That maintains, it persists until the next run. Alright. Let's check this, see if... Okay, these minecarts aren't running, so that's good. That's a good sign. Okay. I'm like right on top of it. Alright, let me get all these out and redistribute the potions to... These are the healing potions, so these are the power-ups. Let me redistribute those to that barrel so they can go back into the system. Anytime someone dies with this in their inventory, okay, things don't look too bad, then the minecarts will pick up the excess. Alright, so that'll do us for a little while. And then, how many times did he play? It doesn't look like that many times, actually. So he must have gotten that record, Birdie, the player that got level 10. He must have got that record pretty quick. All right, I'm just gathering all the... Okay, Evan played as well. Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 7 times is all Birdie really played. That's not too bad to get level 10. All right. Putting these back where they need to be. See if okay, I still have 8. So only what, 3 down from the last time it was played. That's not too bad. Looks like I need some more melon slices, but that'll last for a little while. Only 1/9 chance to get any one piece of fruit, so you have to kind of play for a while before you're gonna run out. Alright, so that's good. That's good. Anything I want to grab? How much gold did I get? Not really much at all. I guess I'll grab the swords and just smelt those really quick. And just get rid of this crap. I do not need those. Let those despawn. Rotten flesh, man. It is the bane of every Minecrafter's existence. Just so much of it gathers and gathers. Alright. There's a big bridge at spawn, supposedly, so I'm gonna check that out. Okay, I'm gonna fly over, just pop these swords in my furnace. I don't have a good furnace array right now, super smelter. That is another thing that I really want to put together. Right now I just have 8 furnaces in a stack in my hole in the ground, so I definitely need to do that next, because I know it might not even be worth it to smelt the swords, but I don't know. I'm one of those like obsessive compulsive types as far as no block left behind. All right, let's see. If I have to do this like a million times, then I won't even bother. Let's see. I think I actually have 7, so yeah, that's worth it. All right, and then 36 nuggets. That won't even give me 1. That won't even give me 1 golden apple. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'll just keep those in there. All right, let's go to the rocket shop, check the supply, and check out this aforementioned bridge. Hello, Evelyn, Charlotte. Thank you for joining chat on Twitch. All right, going through my nether portal. I haven't checked my rocket shop supply in a little while, so hopefully I'm not like sold out or anything. I doubt it. I'm pretty good. How are you, Evelyn? Alright. I'm just playing on the Astraea SMP, doing some errands, some chores and stuff. I just released a video on YouTube today, so I was working on that all weekend and, you know, obviously doing the thing that I did in the video the week before, so it's been a little while since I've just checked on, you know, shop supplies and stuff like that. So let's see. Okay, where is this giant bridge? I saw like scaffolding laid out somewhere around here, but I don't see a bridge. Spawn. Spawn would be over here, really. Oh, just this one? Because this is Skelly. Yeah, let me ask him. A large stone bridge. Oh. This bridge? Because if you want to see a bridge... This leads to the north. All right, let me check my supplies. Okay. Okay, I'm 3 down there. Ooh, 9 down there. And oh my lord! Why do they have to buy the 3 tiers? So this is, I sell rockets, I have a rocket shop. And obviously the triple tier, the 3 tier take 3 gunpowder, and they're the most expensive for the stack. And someone did a full shulker and some. Oh man. That was you? All right. 3. I gotta write this down. 3, 9, or 8. 8. Let me write this down. Old school notepad. 3 single, 8 double, and then what was it? A shulker. So 28 stacks of 3s. Oh, man. Okay. I needed 8 stacks of the 2, so I already got 2s ready to go. I might have to transfer some gunpowder over here for all this stuff. This is gonna be a lot. Where am I from? Sorry, Evelyn, I was distracted in game. I am from Michigan, I'm from Michigan, the state in the United States, the Midwest. Okay. Southeast Michigan, to be specific. Okay, let's, 8. 8. Okay, this is gonna be kind of a boring stream, but I need to do this, and, you know, it has to happen, so this is what I'm gonna do, and we can just chat while we do it. Hopefully everyone in chat has seen my latest episode. I think it turned out pretty good. I basically was messing around with copper golems, so we are on 1.21.10 on our server. So it gave me an opportunity to finally use those little fellas, and I redid my storage facility. So finally moving into my main base, which is a very large greenhouse, which I'll show you in a second. So essentially, I am doing that, and I'm finished with it, but I still need like some specific items in order for the sorting to work properly and everything. But that is what I worked on lately. And right now in stream, after I finish doing all this, you know, filling up my rockets and all that good stuff, I'm going to return to my base and start working on like landscaping, because I need a ton of trees, and I need to work on the front of the base. So the front of the greenhouse is like just blank, and I want to do some like bushes and stuff like that. Not sure what this King Stosh guy is doing. He's new to the server. He seems to be flying around like a maniac. Cool. A full shulker. That I'm gonna have to run this for like forever. Pretty dead on the server today. Noticed earlier, no one was on for the longest time, which is fairly rare. It's probably because of the holidays and everything, but people are probably traveling, I would assume, or what have you. But this weekend it was fairly packed. A lot of people working on the Christmas display. Actually, I'll swing by that too if I have time. Swing by the Christmas display. It's I didn't contribute to it. It's like a little Christmas town kind of thing. I didn't contribute to it. Well, actually, no, scratch that. I did because one of the players, Rig, he asked me, because I own the rocket shop, because I'm the main proprietor, I'm the merchant of the rocket shop. He asked me for firework rockets, like, you know, boom, like the boom booms that explode in the sky, you know, that use firework stars. So I did that. I don't even sell those, but I thought it would be kind of a fun, I don't know, new experience, because I really haven't messed with those ever in the years that I've played Minecraft. I've never really made too many. So he asked for like 5 stacks. So I just made a crazy variety of 5 stacks of firework star rockets. And I think they turned out pretty cool. So I have like Christmas themes. So they're like red and green. And then I have some like yellow ones, so gold. And then white ones, you know, silver. And then a couple light blue ones and stuff like that at his request. So I did contribute to the Christmas area by proxy, so to speak. Oh, I was only supposed to do 8. It's okay. A couple extra isn't gonna hurt. And then, yeah, everybody else is like doing builds over there and stuff, so I haven't had a chance to really do that because I was so fixated on finishing Pigman, the large game in the gaming district that I put together, which is basically what do you call it? Pac-Man in Minecraft. Let me do that, and then this will be the 3. What do I need for 3? Oh yeah, I hit that. This guy King Tashi bought 28 stacks, so a whole shulker and a stack. This is gonna take a little while, and I'm probably gonna run out of gunpowder, in all honesty, because tier 3 rockets take a lot of gunpowder, but I have a creeper farm, so if I do run out of gunpowder, I will just go and get some more. Any lack? No. Okay. Yeah, I'm totally gonna run out. Actually, I can fill up the single tiers right now because I always have a shulker of single tiers ready to go. Oh crap! I'm out. Huh. Wow. I used all my single tiers. Huh. Okay, never mind then. Usually I have this white shulker boxes filled with single tier rockets for my own use. So I'm running crazy low. I have to gotta go back to my base and get some get that filled up because I have 2 of these. This is a little rocket auto crafting system that I did not invent this. This is created by a fellow YouTuber named Rexstone, REXXSTONE. He's a German guy, and he throws usually like casino kind of games together, like blackjack and stuff like that, roulette, stuff like that together. But he has a few like utilitarian farms that he threw together, and this is one of them. So he's got a rocket shop or a rocket autocrafter circuit or whatever you want to call this build, redstone build. And he also has a potion brewer that I've used quite extensively. And both are really compact and really efficient machines. So yeah, I've been using this for a little while, and I have this in my rocket shop. This one I can do tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 rockets with this little clock over here. My one in my base is only tier 1 rockets. It's a little faster because of that fact, because you don't have to have as much of a delay to do tier 1 rockets as you do tier 2 and tier 3. All right. Yeah, this is going to be running for a little while. Maybe this isn't the best thing to do in stream. But, you know, streams are for the behind the scenes, the little weird stuff. All right. Let's see. Yeah, we're definitely going to run out. So I'm going to have to run to the base and refill this stuff. Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Well, this is my new song. All the songs that you hear on my streams and in my videos, I do. They're mine. They're my own stuff. Yeah, Asumi, thank you for joining the chat. King Tosh is near me. He purchased an entire shulker of my tier 3 rockets, so I'm refilling that right now. But he keeps on flying around me with those rockets. I don't know. Strange fellows on this server. Strange fellas. But yeah, I have to get this whole. I gotta get a shulker box and a stack of tier 3s. No big deal. All right, what do we want to talk about? What do we want to talk about? How about we talk about comparison is the thief of joy? I know it's a bit of a heady subject, but I've been extremely guilty of this lately. I've been doing the YouTube thing with gaming content. I had a channel before of hiking content, but I've been doing the YouTube thing of gaming content now for almost a year. So I started in late January. So I'm about 11 months in. And I try not to, but I'll check out some, fellow content creator that is crushing me when it comes to like subscribers and views and what have you. And I watch their videos and, they're good, but, I don't know. I spend so much time with my videos, I get really frustrated because I'm like, are they as good, are they that much superior than mine? Are they 10,000 times superior than mine? And I need to stop doing that. And maybe I should seek therapy or something. But it's something that I'm guilty of and I don't know how to stop. I don't know. I'm not a young person. I'm middle-aged, and I'm by far, I'm assuming by far like the oldest person on this server, and probably one of the oldest people creating Minecraft content that hasn't already turned it into a living. So I really should have this lesson down. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Assuming comparison is the thief of joy. Of join. That's one way to put that too. Sorry, a little typo from Asumi in the chat, in YouTube chat. But yeah, I need to stop. And I am saying this in a stream now, so I can call myself out, so I can make this public. I need to stop doing that. I need to stop looking at other people's work and comparing it to my own and putting a value on it. That's the thing. Putting a value on how many subscribers or how many views certain content creators have. It's not helping. It's not helping whatsoever. It's discouraging and it's very frustrating. So that is something I need to stop doing, and I'm calling myself out to stop doing it in a public forum. I have 40 years to grow. If I make it that long, Asumi. I've hidden my age from everyone on this. Asumi in chat is the server owner. So, and I know for sure that he is very young. So. But I'm not gonna put him on blast and call him how young. But I'm just saying, I'm quite a bit older than Asumi, and 40 years might be that might be rough for me. In any regard, that's what I wanted to discuss. That and just like the state of creating Minecraft content in this insanely saturated, place. It's weird. It's so weird. Creating like YouTube content and Twitch for that matter. It's like I don't even know how to wrap my head around it. It's so scattered. You have people that are like, I have a son and he likes to watch. He's obviously young. He's a kid, and he likes to watch like PvP stuff. So So he's all obsessed with this like tier list with like people like Marlowe, who leads across most tiers with mace and axe and sword and all this stuff. And he's like obsessed with this. And he's also obsessed with this, I can't remember the name of the SMP. Something like, it's a hardcore SMP, but it's all scripted. Parrot is one of the players on it. And Wimbu, I believe, is another player. But I was just looking at it, like looking at some of the videos that these creators release, and they get more views than pretty much everyone on Hermitcraft. And from my perspective, as a content creator, from my little circle on YouTube, Hermitcraft was like, that's it. Like, Hermitcraft is as big as it can be, you know? And I know like the Dream SMP kind of came and went and stuff like that, but Hermitcraft is the biggest SMP, but it's not. It's not at all. Like, these younger people, you know, I'm talking like children, like 10-year-olds, are not watching Hermitcraft. Not even close. So it's a whole world out there. And that's what I'm trying to like wrap my head around, is like, you think you have a bit of a handle on the popularity or the significant players in the Minecraft YouTube space. You don't at all, because you're probably falling in a specific demographic. And I'm not even talking about like cultural lines, like English speaking versus Portuguese speaking versus Spanish speaking, whatever. I'm talking about actual, like, just raw popularity of things. You think you have a handle on it, but you don't. That's the lesson here. There are people creating content on YouTube that you have never heard of, that are extremely that have like tens of millions of subscribers and have, you know, tens of millions of views. All right, I'm falling way behind on chat. Hey Aegis, thank you for joining the chat. It's way too early. I haven't slept. I'm painting, so maybe I'm a little doozy. Oh, I try not to judge others, but to be honest, Lifesteal is so mediocre. They just know how to game the algorithm and attract as many kids as possible. And Lifesteal, though, that's a popular one, but Lifesteal is completely even, like, it's nothing. Like Wimbu, I think, who's one of the creators on this SMP what is the name of this SMP? It's like a scripted, I'm looking it up on my other screen really quick here. Unstable SMP, the Unstable SMP. If you look at the views that the Unstable SMP, and these people are releasing videos that are like 3 hours long, completely scripted, hardcore SMP, they are crushing most Hermitcraft players by far. And I know Lifesteal is really popular as well, but Lifesteal, like, and this is just one analog, you know, my 10-year-old son. Lifesteal is not even an entity. Hermitcraft is not an entity. It's like none of these people are even on his radar, you know, in comparison to, you know, for the younger generation, English-speaking American Minecraft players. It's just wild. It's just wild to me, because it's like when you first, I don't know, hear a new word or something, and then you start seeing that word spoken, or start hearing that word spoken everywhere, like that kind of thing. All right, not the Dream SMP yet, Unstable SMP. I haven't seen that much Unstable SMP content, but the point I'm trying to make is that Minecraft content on YouTube is just so scattered and just so insane that couple that with the whole comparison is the thief of joy, and it's like, I don't know where I fit. And why should I care? I don't even care. Like, I really shouldn't care, but it's hard not to care, because we live in capitalism, and, you know, competition is the means to everything. You know, it's like, you can't just exist to exist. It's, you know, you just have to kind of fall into that competition thing. And even us on Astraea, like, I think this is a pretty laid back SMP, but, you know, we just had like a Halloween build contest. Like we have to frame things in those ways. And I'm not trying to fault us. I'm not trying to like put a value judgment on anything, but it's always it's always puzzling. It's always frustrating to me that everything has to be framed in like a competitive way. And I think the root to a lot of that stuff is capitalism. And I know this is like getting really, really heady as far as conversation points, but for one, I needed something to talk about because these rockets are going to take forever to craft. And for two, it's just been on my mind. All right, Randy, honestly, I think it's perfectly fine to care about the sphere of content and the value content puts into the space. I agree. However, putting value on art has always rubbed me the wrong way. And I mean, you can't fight against it. That's capitalism. Everything's a commodity. Everything has to have a value. It can't just exist to exist, it seems. Or at least it's very tough for us to wrap our heads around existing to exist. Like people, and not to make this just a conversation about capitalism, but people are asked that live within, like there's been polls, or people asked that live within capitalism whether they feel that it's more likely for the earth to end or capitalism to end, and they typically will answer the earth to end. Like that's how much it's like just permeated into our minds. It's like things cannot exist without competition and capitalism existing alongside. It's just a wild thought to have. And then getting art mixed in there has just always been a weird thing to me. And I always try to buck against it. But I'm like a punk rock kid. Like, you know, I grew up listening to Fugazi and stuff like that. I in the Clash and always trying to like, or always ended up being a bit of an outsider when it came to that stuff. So I've never really thought I fit into the commodification of everything. Dude, he bought more. I mean, it's cool and all, but all right. So what do we got? He's just like burning through. How's this guy have so many diamonds? He is just burning through rockets like left and right. So 9's 13. 13 stacks. Did I shut it off? I shut it off. Shouldn't shut it off. Seriously, this guy's a new player. How's he got so many diamonds? All right. Sorry, assuming your message got caught up. I'm just reading the message. Yeah, that makes sense. In the server, I think it's very nuanced. We don't have a best player. Everyone plays their way. Exactly, and that's a good way to look at things. And that framing too, like best, everything, like these superlatives, like best and worst and stuff like that, which is what my son keeps on falling into with these tier lists. Not to like rewind way back, but there's these like Minecraft PvP tier lists of who's best with mace and who's best with axe and sword and all that stuff. And it's just something that I just so buck against that it's hard. But it's hard to fight against it. It's hard to fight against that whole mindset. And I know there's a corollary between that and the whole comparison is a thief of joy. It's tough. It's tough. I'm just reading more chat here. Okay, well, that's definitely one way to see. This is Asumi in chat. Or sorry, this is Aegis in chat. Well, it's definitely one way to see what value is. But if we shift the perspective as value is building a space for people like-minded or teaching, then it also shifts how intentional we are. Yeah. Yeah. Then Asumi, if Elden Ring has taught me anything, is that the only solution to a system rotten to its core is to burn everything to the ground instead of trying to reshape it. Oh, yeah. I mean, I would consider myself a leftist, which is getting into those kind of points, but I didn't want this conversation to go necessarily that way, like super political or anything. But I mean, it can't be political without, when you start talking about comparison as a thief of joy and you start talking about these like ideas, then they inherently do have overlap with a political conversation. All right, how many did he buy? 14. Did I already pop this off? Yeah, okay. So then I think I only have 3 over here. Yeah, 3 stacks over here. It's cool. I like earning diamonds and everything, but still not sure how a brand new player has a mace and that many diamonds. All right. Like for me, Hermitcraft's value is the community they have, spending time with people and doing shenanigans that bring joy to the space. For sure, for sure. And I'm not making a statement based on like value, a lack of value. When I use the term value, I use the term specifically as like a commodity, like in a commerce kind of way, like monetary terms. In our society, in most societies in the world, we commoditize things. We put value in the shape of money to everything. It's hard to like distinguish between those two things. And Hermitcraft is no exception to that, because those players, for the most part, are doing that for a living. Like that's how they make a living. They wouldn't be able to create the content that they create at the level that they create it, meaning at the frequency that they create it, if they weren't making a living at doing it. And that inherently affects, I think, the content intrinsically, because if you are creating something to live, that action is going to affect the type of content that you create. Not saying that Hermitcraft isn't like from a moral place or an ethical place, or they're not having fun, or they're not providing entertainment, or they have like a genuine community. But inherently you're going to affect your art if you need to create that art to live. It's not going to be from the purest of all places, I guess. It kind of comes back to the saying of like, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism kind of thing. It's going to negatively affect someone somewhere down the line to get that product on your table or something. This is getting really, really into political science and stuff, but probably not even really appropriate. And I don't mean to try to discourage anyone from creating content or take anything away from Hermitcraft whatsoever, because I think they're great. I watch almost every single Hermit. But yeah, that's a thing. So, which brings up a question. If you're okay to share it, Randy, what made you start creating content in the first place? I see that therein lies the dilemma, because it's a bit of a paradox, I guess. Paradox isn't probably it's a contradiction. That's a better term. It's a bit of a contradiction for me, because I've created art my entire life. I've been in bands. I've released music, the albums, the CDs, vinyl, stuff like that. I've played shows. Prior to that, I was an art major in college, mainly fine arts, like painting and sculpture and stuff like that. And why I started creating content is because it was it was just something that I was always into, as far as like video editing and stuff like that. And my kid turned me on to Minecraft, and I was like, oh, and I started, watching Hermitcraft videos, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to start creating content. So that's what got me into the content creation space in the first place. So I'm always interested in the act of creation, but I'm not interested necessarily in the act of commodifying that creation. However, in order to exist as an artist, you have to commodify your creation. I guess not really, though, because you could just be a hobbyist. These are the contradictions that I'm always wrestling with in my mind. Because if you're just a hobbyist, are you still an artist? Yeah, probably. Yeah, for sure. Like there's no monetary, you don't have to necessarily make a living in order to be an artist. I mean, sure, people might judge you, thinking that you're like wasting your time or wasting your life or whatever, but you can be an artist without even selling art, Some people outside might judge you in a negative way with that, but wow, I actually managed to fill that up. But yeah, to answer your question directly, I started creating content in the first place just because of the act of creation is a desire that I always have and always act upon. Just something that I'm always into and I always have been into. And darn it. And I really don't have a leg to stand on when it comes to like criticizing other artists for making a living on art, because obviously that would be the ideal. That's always in the back of my mind as something that I would love to happen. It hasn't happened for me. I mean, I guess technically it has. The career I currently work in, I have because of the fact that I have created art in the past. I just don't create art for that specific career, but that's the reason I have it. I work in advertising and I do web design and stuff like that. So, which I guess you could consider that art, but it's not. It's not. Advertising is like the bastardization of art. All right. Let me go fill up I need to fill up my tier 1 rockets. I can't believe I just let those things completely evaporate. All right, let's see. Yeah, okay, I have some in here. Let me go get some gunpowder and like start this thing up so I can fill up my shulker with tier 1 rockets. As the owner of the rocket shop, I have certainly neglected my own rocket supply. Where am I going? Right here. How much do I even have? Oh yeah, I got plenty. Oh gosh darn it. I forgot my ender chest and shulker of diamonds, I think, at my rocket shop. Let's fly back. Oh, Aegis, you're an artist. Yeah, I noticed that you are an illustrator. Or at least, I don't know if is that part of your career art, or is that a hobbyist kind of thing or whatever? See, even me saying that, it's like, why am I making it different? I hate when this happens. I'm like stuck. Why is that a differentiation, you know? Yeah, for sure. What you just Aegis in chat said but I agree with what you said about how comparison is the killer of joy, and unfortunately that's the truth. That's the truth. We artists face a lot of people pleasing, but I think we people please because of the fact that we have to worry about making a living on the art. Because we have to worry about the commodification and people applying value to the art and stuff like that. Like, art can't just exist for art's sake, or it has a very difficult time existing just for the sake of art. And that's where it comes down to, like, I'll relate this to music, because that's where I spent the most of my time as far as a quote-unquote artist. Working on. There's constantly like, who's the best band? People are releasing their top 10 lists right now. You know, music critics existing, all that other stuff. It's I think Ian MacKaye, and not that Fugazi is the only band that I ever seem to reference, but Ian MacKaye of Fugazi said this really great, poignant quote, which is essentially, he compared music to the Grand Canyon, and he compared the music industry to the tourist shop that exists next to the Grand Canyon. It's like, the Grand Canyon would exist and is fantastic regardless of that tourist shop. The tourist shop is just basically a leech that is connected to the Grand Canyon. And for those of you who don't know, the Grand Canyon's a national park in the United States. It's just it's a very large canyon. It's very beautiful and very unique as far as ecosystem in not only the United States but in the world. But you can compare that to any Mount Everest, it doesn't really matter. It's these things that exist that are kind of, in those cases are natural creations that really people have no business putting a value on anything like that, like Mount Everest or something. But we do. We talk about the tallest mountain or the most difficult climb and all this other stuff. It's absurd with how we look at things like that. And I think the same can be applied to music and art in general. All right. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I need to get some gunpowder to transfer back to my rocket shop. Let's grab. I think let's do 4 so we have both double chests filled. Might have to AFK here for a bit in order to, not today, but not on stream. I won't push my luck. But for refilling, because I am kind of getting low here. One of the players on the server, I gifted a full double chest of 2 shulkers of gunpowder, so that's definitely affecting my supply a little bit. No big deal. This thing is so efficient that just a few minutes, like 30 minutes on top of it, I'll have, on the AFK spot, I'll have like full double chest. Alright, is that all 4 filled? It's all 4 filled. Okay. Okay. Do I play Russ? When will you play Rust? Realistic test. I don't play Rust. I don't even know what Rust is. Sorry. I only play Minecraft. Unless Rust is like some sort of thing related to Minecraft. Alright. No, the tourist shop is not the artist. That's the so Aegis, sorry, in chat. Okay, good analogy. Let's frame it like that. So we have the Grand Canyon, which is the art, right? And the tourist shop is earning from it. In your analogy, the tourist shop is the artist. No, the tourist shop in this example was comparing to the music industry. So the tourist shop is actually the industry that surrounds music, like the labels, distributors, record shops, MTV at the time, stuff like that. It's attached to it, and it tries to make itself like a permanent fixture or argue that it requires to be there. But that's what I mean about like creating art not as a commodity. And creating art, like, so the Grand Canyon was created and not to be commodified. Now, obviously, it's a natural thing. I'm not going to argue about the existence of God or how it was created or whatever, but as a natural phenomenon, it's just there. So the artist really doesn't play into this analogy as far as the Grand Canyon. It's separating those two ideas: the commodification of something, so making money on something, and the something that exists in the first place. And then value kind of gets mixed into that whole mess as well. Like even the Mona Lisa would be a good example, because Leonardo da Vinci did not make money on the Mona Lisa. It was like a private painting kind of thing. And if he did make money, it was nowhere near what, the priceless artifact that it's considered today. Hook up some like hoppers or something, so this is not quite a chore, not as much of a chore. And here, My overall point, though, back to my original thought, which is the whole thief, the comparison of joy, is that I am not immune to that thinking, you know, this like capitalistic commerce thinking when associated with art. And it's hard to... Did I pick up all 4? Where the heck did my 4th one go? Okay, I had 4 shulker boxes. Did it fall? Oh, it did. It fell through the cracks. That's wild. It fell through the walls. That's insane. Yeah, I'm not immune to it whatsoever. And it's hard to fight against that. It's hard to fight against applying value to everything. In my earlier in the conversation, I was talking about how I constantly check my like YouTube stats, and I constantly compare myself to like how long I've been doing this and what I feel like the quality of my videos, which again, that's putting a value judgment on a video, on art, so to speak. I constantly fall into this thief of, you know, joy, because I'm comparing myself to like other creators that might have been doing it for just as long, if not even shorter, that have far more success than I do. And, you know, and then again, even that word, success, like what does success mean? You know, well, we live in a society that success means, you know, views and watch time and subscribers and stuff like that. You know, it's like, it's just hard. It's just hard to like not separate yourself, or it's tough to separate yourself rather from that thinking. Okay, I need some singles, right? Okay, I can just replace that with my white shulker. So, all right, we're good. So we can just leave this, unless King Tosh came over here, that player, and bought even more. All right, so let's, and all right, just 3 in there. So let me just throw 3 stacks in there. Ooh, thunderstorm. Anyone wants a thunderstorm? It's thunderstorming on the server. All right. What brought me to... I just put away... I hate when I do that. Put away my actual rockets that I use. What brought me... Sorry, so Aegis in chat. Sorry, I think I missed the beginning part of the conversation. What brought you into sharing about your thoughts about content? Surprise is building a wall. What of walls can do. I just was sitting here working my rocket shop, and I needed something to talk about and something that's been on my mind. It's as simple as that. I didn't want to I wasn't searching for like an answer or anything. It was just something to talk about. And I wanted to mention the whole comparison as a thief of joy thing, because I find if I say stuff out loud like that, I might not be as guilty of doing that, I guess. You know, I'm putting it out in the public, and it's a way of calling out myself for doing stuff like that. No, there's gonna be a ton of mobs. Okay, I can probably just sleep. Wow, there are quite a few mobs. Okay, I'm sleeping. Oh, King Stosh left the game. Okay, cool. Alright, well, what else? What other errands? Oh my god, I forgot my ender chest again. Okay, we're not going back for it. I think I have another ender chest. And then it's just upstairs. It's not a big deal. You can't catch me. They're shooting at me. Okay. I think I have another ender chest over here. If not, I'll just make one. Okay. Don't. No big deal. I always do that. Not 9, 8. And I don't actually have any eyes. That's fine. And many does it take? Oh, just one. Okay. All right, cool. That's fine. All right, so this is my new sorting storage. I finally moved up. I finally grew up. Finally got out of the hole in the ground and moved my storage up here. That's what my latest video is about, and I love it. I think it's great. I like these little guys. And if you haven't watched my video, basically my objective was I wanted to use these guys where you could see them, where I wouldn't like chain them up. And I also wanted to have the chests themselves displayed in an aesthetically pleasing fashion, what I consider an aesthetically pleasing fashion. So not like a wall of chests, but like these little shelving units that I have. So essentially, this is the input chest. I put it in here, and then some hoppers take it from this and then pop it into this copper chest. And then if he doesn't find this copper golem doesn't find anything, or what he has in this, he will put it down here, and then it just goes around the whole room with that same process through the center, and then ends up in this overflow chest, which right now I have mossy cobble in there because I did not have, so I don't have every item represented. But I think it turned out really cool, and I like that you can see them. And the key differentiator that I introduced here, which I know I'm not the first one to ever do this technique for sure. However, I might have been one of the only YouTubers, at least that I saw, that did this with copper golems specifically. And the key is I lock these guys in place with sweet berries under carpet. So if I open this up really quick, let's see, sweet berry. So they won't wander off. Because they're afraid of that if they step off like this little platform, or if this guy steps off this copper chest or this way, that he will run into that sweet berry. So their AI is stopping them from moving. So basically they kind of station themselves behind each area, and then they won't wander off past there. And the cool thing about this is I can move these sweet berries like out, so I can have them wander out here. I tried that, but they don't end up leaving their space. They end up just standing back there. So, whatever. Okay, Aegis is in chat. Sorry, I fell behind here. Well, we end up thinking in certain ways because of the spaces we're in and what kind of conversations we have. Yeah, for sure. When I was a young fledgling artist, I worried a lot about numbers on posts, how many files, or how many likes, how many views. Looking at it from where I am now, I was definitely to feel like I meant something in my space. That's what I did, has meaning or value. And the spaces I'm with usually link value to numbers, just as you mentioned how society would link successful YouTube content to high amount of views and engagement. But when I shifted my conversations and the people I'm around with value stopped being complicated, it just got simple. What do people like? What do people like me, need right now? And what makes a difference? Based on my experience, for me right now, my art is to tell stories that teach people about how to live better and how they can do the things they love and earn from it. It's okay, I'm just sharing my thoughts, which you shared, which I'm grateful for. You put out in the open. Yeah. I mean, I guess the thing I love this conversation. Absolutely love it. But the thing that I kind of buck against is the putting value at all on art is what I always buck against. It's something that inherently to me doesn't gel, doesn't mesh well. I guess it's kind of roots back to in university. I took a course, it's a philosophy course, a class that was basically the philosophy of art. And the entire course was centered around the question of what is art? Like, how would you define art? And, you know, we had a whole semester basically of trying to answer that question. And that really got the gears turning, I guess, in my brain. Because, like, what is art? Like value, for instance. like graffiti for instance, oftentimes, and I'm not talking about Banksy, I'm talking about just like scrawls, like someone's initials on a wall, you know, not some beautiful piece, you know, that we're all for some reason in agreement that this is a beautiful piece, but just scrawls on a wall. It's like, not only sometimes does that not have value in our society, but it could actually have negative value because it's seen as more of a negative thing, like it needs to be cleaned up by somebody, you know, that kind of thing. So does that mean it's not art? You know, or even if it just doesn't have value, does that mean it's not art? You know, that kind of thing. It's like, how do you define it? And does art always have to be created by what one would consider an artist, or could art be created by anyone? You know, it's like, how do we actually define what is art and what is not art? And when you're in a space like this, like YouTube content creation, this is a very popular space where I'm creating content that isn't completely dissimilar to other creators that are creating content in, you know, Minecraft content. So that's easy to define. But what if you're in a space, or what if you're the originator of a space? What if you're doing something that's never been done before? Is that art? You know, like, and I'm, again, I just don't be offended by this, but I'm pretty sure you're an illustrator. So you're doing something that other people have done, and you're in a community of people maybe that are doing similar things to you. So that, I think that's easy to define. It's like, okay, that's art. But is it our place to define things that might be completely new as art or not art? And who gets to make that definition? Who gets to apply that? And then on top of that, there's the value. And that's always like puzzling to me. It's always a struggle, is to have both of those stances where both it's art, it's defined as art. This is a piece of art, or, you know, some sort of movement or something, you know, what have you. This piece, this content, this whatever is art, and it has value. And those are completely different ideas. And as far as the numbers thing, yeah, I've been in bands for over 30 years, so I completely understand that. Like, it's hard to escape the comparison. It's hard to escape, like, applying that value, or judging yourself based on, you know, how many views you have, or how many listens you have, or anything, or how many fans you have, or how many sales you have, or what have you. And that's the thing that always rubs me wrong too, is like what we're really talking about when we talk about metrics, when we talk about views and watch time, and we talk about listens, and we talk about stuff, is what we're really talking about is commodification. Like you're really kind of mapping it to, in value as well. You're really mapping it to monetary value. You're not really like, yeah, maybe something's popular, but the reason that popularity is even part of the conversation is because it's related to monetary value. And therein lies the analogy with like the Grand Canyon. It's because in that situation, something could be popular strictly because of its beauty. However, we still slap a commodification on it. What am I doing? Let's grab some leaves. Let me actually work on what I was intending to work on. Oh, jeez. All right. Yeah. Okay. So how do you define value, like personally, without what society or other people think? I have a struggle with value in general. I don't like the term value because I think value. I like to reject the term value, I guess, especially when applying to art, and especially when it comes to applied versus intrinsic versus what is it? I forget those two value. Like gold, for instance, has intrinsic value versus paper money, you know, that kind of thing. Especially when it comes to art, because art does not have intrinsic value. Most art does not have a value beyond its appearance, its aesthetic, its pleasure that it gives you. Unlike something like a raw material, like coal has value because you can turn it into energy, you know, that kind of thing. lead has a value because you can use an electrical, you know, stuff like that. So value when it comes to art, I take issue with. All right, I think I'm gonna just do this for right now. So my plan today was to rough in an idea for the front of front landscaping of my greenhouse. So this, where I put the coarse dirt, has always, in my mind, been basically like some sort of foliage, you know, like plants. I was thinking arborvitae at first, you know, like so those tall kind of pine tree, you know, fir tree kind of looking things, but I don't know if that'll just cover the front of this a little too much. Let me zoom out a little bit. Like maybe unless I make them like 4 blocks tall, but the scale of that might just look silly, especially when comparison to these trees. So I'm thinking maybe just like a hedge, like a bushy kind of overgrown hedge across here. So I'm just gonna experiment with that right now and just see if I can come up with something that seems halfway decent and then rip it up and then do it for real. So I'm gonna do birch and azalea because that's what I basically have here. So spruce, birch, and azalea. Actually, let me grab some spruce too. Oh, this is so much better than I don't have to like run all the way down into my hole in order to get my supplies. So Aegis in chat said, okay, then how about look at it in the lens of purpose, because value is seen as how other people see it, what is put upon it by others. Purpose, on the other hand, is what is the creator's intention with it. Yeah, I wish, Aegis, I wish you sat in on this philosophy of art course that I took. Because that actually does come up. It's like, is art if no one sees it? Meaning it doesn't have purpose outside of, say, the creator. Is it still art? And I think most in the class agreed, yeah, it is still art. You know, like art is in the eye of the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know, art is kind of applied that same way. Like if I painted the most beautiful painting that anyone would ever see if they have seen it, and I just hung it up in my own room for my own enjoyment, is it art? Well, yeah, of course, right? Of course it's art. So purpose, implied purpose, maybe? I could see that. Like, it's implied that it has purpose. If someone saw it, then it would be good. But then you get into like the tree fell, like the analogy I just made with the most beautiful painting. Well, does the most beautiful painting exist if no one sees it? If no one sees it, like, if a tree falls in the woods, does anyone hear it? You know, does it make a sound rather? A tree falls in the woods with no one around. Does it make a sound? That thing. It's like, I don't know. Certainly, it's art. You know, this aforementioned painting that's no one's seen. Certainly, it's art. However, it does not serve a purpose other than, the individual. Which is that enough? Is that enough? Just an individual? What if that individual passes? Does it cease to be art? If they die and for some reason this painting just never gets seen again. I don't know, it's covered for some reason. It's a bit of a stretch, as far as the analogy, but is it art? Yeah. I don't know. I think so, but it becomes a challenge when you start talking about value and stuff like that, that's for sure. Yeah, I think something like this. Back to, I love the copper columns as part of your storage system, and you can see them moving around. Yeah, that was my big objective. It was a huge objective, and I think it turned out really, really cool. And obviously my most recent video, I lean into that quite a bit. It's basically the entire focus of the 26-minute video is how I went about creating that storage system, and I think it looks fantastic. And such a simple thing too, old mechanic, the whole carpet above sweet berries to keep them in place. This is what I'm going to build, in stream. I'm just working on these guys. Oh, thank you, though. Sorry, I'm catching up to your chat, Aegis. I love your builds. It's all super cute and uniquely ready. Thank you. I do. That's super flattering. I do have a style. I've noticed. I always tend to borrow from the same time periods. That's the first thing. Like 30s Rust Belt is what I always borrow from. So this is from the UK, from Newcastle. This is from Detroit. My Pigman, which you can't really see from over here, but it's way over there, is actually from Chicago. That arcade, like inspired by, obviously it's in Minecraft, so I had to take quite a bit of creative liberty. Not like I can copy directly these ideas, but yeah, I try to have somewhat of a style. Not that I'll never break from it, but it's very, very flattering. I'm very happy that you noticed that. So this is what I'm thinking, just like something like this that would stretch across the whole front. I think this works better as far as not covering too much of the facade. So I'd kind of follow this coarse dirt. I'll probably have to expand the coarse dirt out a little bit more. I can get a little closer too to this area. But something like that, and then I could, the trouble is like I'm in a jungle biome, so if I was just, sorry, my thoughts are not in order. I was thinking about putting bushes down too, like the actual Minecraft bush, but when I do that, it's so bright. Here, I'll show you. It's so saturated that it doesn't blend that well with the birch. The birch is a little more desaturated. Let me grab over here. I think I have a couple. If not, I'll just have to bone meal for a few. Where is it? I'm still learning my new storage system. I do not. So let's grab some bone meal, which unfortunately is down in my hole. Alright, let's grab some. Yeah, I'm greening up the place. It's been so long, and I've been so focused on Pigman, building that game, that I completely have neglected like all the landscaping and terraforming and all that stuff. I was on a roll for a while around my base with that stuff, but this whole area and everything, but I started really neglecting it when I was building Pigman. All right, I think I have a bush around here that I can just bone meal up. These guys, yeah, I'll just do that. I don't need a ton, just a few, just to proof of concept. All right, let's go over here. Yeah, so it'll be bright like this. The jungle biomes, man, the leaves, oak leaves, jungle leaves and stuff like that just are super bright. So I don't know if it'll fit that well. Well, I guess it does. I mean, because it's kind of an expansion from the grass, and grass is super bright. Yeah, that'll work, right? Maybe put a little bit of actual grass in there too. Not tall grass, but just regular grass. Of course, the tall grass is the first stuff. Let me grab some shears. I definitely have plenty of this in my storage space, but whatever. I have the bone meal on me. I'll just use that for right now. I don't want to overdo it. Yeah, I think that looks good. It's certainly brighter. Maybe I'll even integrate some of the oak leaves and jungle leaves and stuff. The super bright ones. I'm just thinking here. Oh, Aegis in, for the one about the artist who creates such a beautiful painting for themselves, if people today still dig up buried homes, buildings, and appreciate the art of the past, then definitely one day that painting will be found and appreciated by someone. Therein lies the thing, though. My analogy of what if it's never seen. Which you can connect with today. Someone out there truly and deeply appreciated what we do and all the hard work we put in. Audience of one. Someone taught me that and that is comforting enough for me, at least. I think that's good to the addition of the regular grass soften split. Yeah, I think it does soften a little bit. Blends the grass, which is, you know, obviously bright. I mean, the grass block like this is obviously super bright, so there's no way around that. So it kind of blends the two together. But I'm gonna grab some oak leaves just really quick too, just to experiment. All right, don't forget this. Let's grab some oak leaves. All right. Oak or jungle, it doesn't really matter. Both of them are super, super bright. I'll grab a stack of each. You build a build a big building like this, and I just like rock it everywhere. Let's see. If I do it back here. I don't know if this will look too much. Yeah, I don't know about that. I could do like a birch azalea next to an oak jungle, and they just kind of blend it in. It's the same problem I have over here. So these bushes are obviously jungle and oak. Even these vines, you know, are super, super bright in comparison to the birch and the azalea, which are a little bit more muted. So it's the same kind of blending challenge that I have. But instead of like blending it, I could have something adjacent. So like say this. Okay, got that. And then next to it, nothing's permanent. This is just experimenting. Oh, thank you, Aegis. Oh, by the way, the music for Pac-Man and what you have on stream right now is wonderful and soothing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, this, what is it? That, yeah. I think Fresh Moves, right, is causing that? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's very irritating. I don't know. I don't know if I like this or if I don't like this. Just trying to get the mass to be a little similar to this mass. What if I put spruce in here? Is the spruce still too desaturated? No, that kind of blends a little better, actually. That does calm it down quite a bit. I like to try to make these hollow inside, somewhat hollow inside, because these bushes, because more light will pass through. That does calm it down quite a bit. Bright jungle. I don't know if that's worth it though. I mean, I could just do like the birch azalea thing the whole time. I'm not sure. Not sure how I feel about it. I think I'm just gonna go with the birch and azalea. I'll regulate these for like exceptional times. I'll utilize the super brights for certain trees. Like all my aspens, I have these super bright ones I'm using. Back here, all these, and that's because this goes to a forest biome, and then over here I forget what this is, stony peaks. So that's actually even more desaturated. So it takes the oak in jungle and mangrove and all those ones that are affected more by the saturation of the biome. It takes those and desaturates them a little bit. But up here we are straight up in a jungle all the way over, as far as I know. Pretty sure all the way across the front is all jungle. Yeah, so I'll just stick with the birch. It does change to a forest, but that's farther farther east. All right, let's do this. Let's see if it'll be patches or it'll be just like one large crazy bush. Changing a couple of these to spruce, just so I have some variety. And then azalea on top. I have to get more leaves as well. I'm running really low on the leaf supply. Yeah, I like that. That'll be good. So I just basically need to do that all the way up in front. Ooh, should I go 3 high? That's the other question. This might not be the best design, but it'll at least give me a. Yeah, I think 3 high works. So then I can use a lot more spruce in the first layer, birch in the second layer, and then azalea. You know, obviously it won't be uniform. I won't only do those leaves on those layers, but I think that works really well. Yeah. Like an hour and a half in this stream, and I'm actually doing the thing that I was talking about in the stream. It's because I was focused so much on the art conversation then, and filling up the rocket shop. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. Let's do maybe a birch right here. Whoops. Need these two. I just ripped them all out and then had to put them right back. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then I could do a couple flowering azaleas scattered in there as well. The other thing I really like to do is this. Let's go back over here. And grab some moss. Let's just grab a stack. Thank you, Samazon Rex, for the moss shop. That's where I've been getting it. That's another thing. I so lack on like all the little farms and stuff. I really need to do like a little moss farm. But this is the other thing I like to do, which is on the azalea, you can place some moss blocks just for a little bit of dimensionality. That is not a word. I cannot talk right now, but just a little bit of dimension. Yeah, that's cool. Don't like those two on top here, but that's an easy fix. And just like that. And on the birch, that might be kind of cool too. Maybe even on the spruce. Yeah, that's super cool. That looks excellent to my eyes. I am applying value to that. And that value is high. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. This is gonna take me a while. I'm gonna be finagling with all these little things forever. But yeah, the other thing too is I think I want either a tree over here or to extend the bushes over here. I think a tree will look a little better. Small, like not crazy. Like maybe something this size. Not quite this big. Or maybe something this size. Something like that. What am I doing? There we go. All right, cool, cool. Let's do a couple more of these and then see how we are getting on. I actually kind of like how the coarse dirt ends there too, because it's like the bushes are overgrowing where they were planted. I think that kind of looks cool. I might just leave that. Right over here. I think that's exactly where I had it, and then I tore it up. And I think I should switch that and then actually do the spruce back here. There we go. That's looking good. And then some azalea on top. I think this needs a little larger. And, wow, I went through that really quick. There we go. This is going to be something I'm going to work on forever. I'm so particular with stuff like this. Just constantly like going back and looking at it and going back and looking at it. Yeah, I don't like it right up front like that. Oh, nope, not there. Not there. Here. All right, cool. And let's just throw down some grass. I'm gonna need more bushes. No, that's not gonna, that'll be too matchy. Need to grab a stack of grass. It's not enough clumping. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. A little too much spruce here. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Okay. I could even do like tiny little trees or something, like I'm thinking like right here, right in this little spot. I could do like a tiny little tree or something that's kind of peeking out. I don't know though, that might be that might get a little messy. I don't know why I'm only making like a few of those. Jeez, what am I thinking? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, that's gonna work. I want this guy to expand over just a tad bit. Okay, that's good. And let's put this right here. That'll smooth that out. All right, we're doing good. Let me wrap this around too. This is kind of bugging me. Oh, it's sticking out all weird. Get out of there. And then get stuck. All right, cool. Let's do another layer on top. Looks good from the inside. And maybe something like that. Oops. Yeah. They're all kind of uniform right now though, so I gotta break that up a little bit, but I think I can introduce a little bit more variety when I start expanding it this direction. And probably maybe mess with that gap a little bit. This gap is a little offensive. To my eyes, at least. Alright, needs to not be so vertical. Kind of looks like a trimmed hedge, which, you know, that'd be a one effect, but that is not the effect that I'm going for. I'm going for more of a untrimmed, wilder look. All right, that breaks up the uniformity a little bit. Good, and maybe close that gap up a little bit as well. Thank you, Aegis. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely adding some life. This front, I basically have only really focused back here. Yeah, Casper, that's right. Only back here. So I really needed, I mean, this is supposed to be like the face of the base, so to speak. So yeah, I really needed to start introducing some ideas over here. Why did I pick up my bed? Leave it down. Leave it down. Okay. And just like a little popping up. Yeah, that works. That works. Just need to pop a couple of these in here, maybe one here, maybe one there. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I think my grass distribution is a little too uniform right now, a little too matchy-matchy. I want to clump it in certain areas a little more, so... Oh, darn it. Didn't mean to remove that one. So something a little bit along these lines, where there are more clumps in certain areas. Yeah, just like that. That just spreads it out a little bit. I'm also gonna probably, I would assume at least, bone meal this area and just be really light with the usage, but something like that too. No flowers. That's the other thing too, is I wanted to, let's say, I'm just gonna take maybe a couple of these just for, and do that, which I think looks really cool. So it will make the road look like it's kind of deteriorating a little bit, you know? I have quite a few stacks of grass, so let me go into the copper golem area. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? You guys doing good? Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have anything to sort right now. Your entire existence is meaningless. Let's just grab one stack. Yeah, I agree. Aegis, that's a very nice effect. I'm assuming you're probably talking about this right here. Right here. That's why I put all these like pale moss in this area, is so I could do that. That's my new song, my Pigman song. Like that. Like, I think that looks so cool. Yeah. Might be getting a little heavy-handed with it at times, but yeah, as long as I'm, you know, not too heavy-handed with it, I think it'll look really, really sweet. That's why I love the pale moss, man. When you're doing roads that are out of a grayish kind of material, like a gravel path or something, that pale moss is just awesome. Like right over here, I did a lot of that. And this is, what is this, a stony shore, so everything looks bluish, like desaturated and bluish. So it works with the copper like so well. Yeah, I love that. I love that look. But we're over here in a jungle, so this is gonna be bright as bright can be. I just have to be careful not to bone meal these things. I'll start wiping out stuff. I shouldn't even look at it. Oh, hey, just to keep you up with the scores of Pigman. Right now, Birdie has the top level or the top score. He scored 10, so he blew past Evan's 6 by quite a bit. It's actually still over there, the 10, because the lights, the scoreboard persists for the entirety until another player chooses to play. So yeah, 10. I don't know how he got up. He hasn't described his play, but he played a ton over the weekend and managed to get a 10. So he really, really wanted it. He wanted to beat Evan's score like really bad. So he did it. I don't think Evan really played too much over the weekend, though, a little bit, but I have a feeling it's going to be between those two for the foreseeable future until someone else wants to challenge. I'm not that good at it, so it's probably not going to be me. I'm sure if I practiced a bunch, I'd be all right, but those types of things I've never really focused on that side of Minecraft, like movement and parkour and kind of stuff like that. I've only been on like the building and redstone, the technical side of things. That looks good too, and I could probably put like full moss blocks as well, just to kind of see. Let's do that really quick. Yeah. Even tuck them under here a little bit. Get over there. Yeah, that's looking good. Pick you up. This might overdo it a little bit. Let's just see. Oh, that's cool. Not overdoing it at all because the leaves cut off so much. Oh man, that looks sweet. That looks so cool because it looks like the bushes are kind of like, I don't know, spilling over or something into the grass. I love that. I love that look. Right here, I think this should be just a regular moss block. Oh, this is the worst part about Minecraft though. Now I have dozens of blocks in my inventory and it's shuffling through them all, trying to find the right block. Yeah, that's good. I like it, I like it. I like it a lot. Cool beans. Someone, I think Neon Fire, newer player, built another game over here. I think it's what is it called? Minecraft, or not Minecraft, Minecart juggling? Is that a thunderstorm? That's a thunderstorm. I'm going back. Sorry if Nightwave. Oh geez, oh geez, oh geez, oh geez. What a jerk. I can't believe he didn't hurt me. He didn't hurt me at all. I don't even think he took a heart. Maybe 2 hearts or something. Well, that's wild. Okay, let me fly away. That'll also kill all these mobs. you're right over here. This, which I think is so cool because this is a red and white tent. And, you know, obviously the main tent is orange and white along with scoot board. I think if we do like a blue and white tent and a pink and white tent and stuff, it'll really get a cool circusy vibe. I'm not sure if this is open yet, though. Yeah, I don't think he's done with it. But basically, my understanding, I don't think he makes content, so I don't think this is a spoiler or anything. My understanding is like you use these pressure plates to juggle minecart. So the minecart comes and then this pressure plate activates a block that will bounce the minecart up. So these minecarts are like constantly going back and forth and back and forth, and you have to constantly do this to keep them from falling into this gap. And then if they fall into the gap, then you lose. And then this scoreboard will count how many times you successfully bounce them. It's really, really cool. Super casual, like unlike Pigman where you have to have somewhat commitment because you have to get all the piglins and everything. But it's really, really cool. Yeah, I'm excited to play it when it's done too. Yeah, I think maybe the bed, because the bed was covering my feet, because I know that's the big thing in Minecraft for explosions is if you cover your feet. All right, okay, well, it's actually, I just noticed the time. It's 47 past the hour, so I'm going to have to call it a stream. I need to decorate my Christmas tree with my family. So thank you so much, everybody, for attending the stream. And Aegis, thank you so much for contributing to the chat. This is really, really cool. And I will see you guys next week, which will be, if I'm not mistaken, next week will be the last stream of the year. Everybody have a Merry Christmas, though, for those who celebrate. I'm a cultural one, so I will celebrate. And have a great holiday. And if I don't see you next week, have a great New Year. And that's it. See you guys later.